Hello. Oh, wow.
What, did I hit you?
Yes, you hit me right, right in the eyeball.
I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to.
It didn't get in my eye.
These are like much longer than they have been. And it's blonde.
It's blonde. I've been asking for a color for a long time and she gave it to me.
Yeah, Cole's like, you should do
babe.
color this time. So it's like an ombre. So it just gets darker, but
I did blink when it came to my face because I have quick reflexes, which is part of one of the questions that we're going to be answering today.
woo!
Yeah, woo, yeah.
Yes, so this month, September, is Spinal Cord Injury Awareness Month. So we like to do a little educational type video talking about spinal cord injuries.
We think awareness is important all year round, but we like having a month where we can just kind of dive into these things and people are extra interested to hear.
We're trying to answer questions that we haven't answered before or we haven't answered in a while.
And for the questions that we have already addressed previously, on my Instagram page, I'm going to put links with those questions to the videos of us answering those questions in my stories. So make sure to go to my Instagram page too.
Roll.with.Cole.
Yeah, shameless plug.
We talked about my hair, but we didn't talk about your hair.
Yeah,
It's a fresh cut.
I got a haircut too.
It's cute. This looks good. Looking fly. Anyway, spinal cord injury awareness. So a spinal cord injury is when a spinal cord is injured. I'm just kidding.
Wow, that was an amazing explanation. I think that concludes the video. Thanks everyone for watching. That's all you need to know.
No, so a spinal cord injury happens when a spinal cord is damaged in some way. It could be completely damaged, it could be slightly damaged, it could be pinched. So many different things could happen, and that severity of the injury determines your function as well as the level in which this injury occurred. Many people can break their neck without even damaging their spinal cord. Kelly Sidner has done that twice. But
she may have pinched a little something because she's still got issues.
She may have.
But she's walking.
Yeah.
And largely you would think that she's able-bodied and had never damaged her spinal cord at all.
Yeah.
Even though she's broken her neck twice, which is, it's very interesting. It's all about the severity.
But Cole has acquired a C5, C6 spinal cord injury and completely damaged his spinal cord. And it's a pretty severe injury.
Yeah.
So that is why he has the function he has, and some people with the same function as him or the same injury as him have more function because their spinal cord wasn't as damaged as Cole's.
Yes. Well said.
Thank you.
Okay. So diving into the questions, and we'll touch on more topics as we go through these, I'm sure.
Yeah. This was an interesting one because I had a lot of opinion about this too, but how do you feel when someone tries to tell you things about your own disability?
Yeah, that's the worst. It really does bother me, actually.
Yeah.
Not a lot of things bother me, but it does bother me when people try to tell me like what my life is like, because you really don't know. I mean, we open up our lives a lot and we share a lot, but living with it is a lot different than like watching a 20-minute video of our morning routine. You know, that's what we do every other day.
Yeah.
And I've done for years and years. Mm-hmm. And Charisma's done it with me for, well, years and years too now at this point.
Going on 6 years.
I know.
We've been together.
Yeah, this is what I live with. So when I hear comments from people saying, oh, like you should be able to do this, or you should be able to push a manual chair with your disability. Oh, he can move his arms. He's a paraplegic, not a quadriplegic.
Yeah.
Please, with all due respect, hush.
Cool.
Is that rough? Is that too rough?
Yes.
What's a respectful way to say?
No, I just think that people have like when they see quadriplegics, a lot of people automatically think, who? Christopher Reeve, the most popular quadriplegic person out there. And so when they see or think about Christopher Reeve, they remember that he didn't move at all. So they think, oh, all quadriplegics, they can't move anything because definition says all 4 limbs. Quad means 4 limbs. Mm-hmm. But people are forgetting that there's levels to quadriplegia. Any injury on the cervical spine, any injury, if it's C1, if it's C7, C8, any injury on that cervical spine is considered quadriplegia. So I think people just have this like misinterpretation, and that's like our biggest thing that we always fight, because people always call Cole a paraplegic, and we're like, y'all see, he can't even move his hands. Like, you never open your hands, and I feel like that's pretty obvious.
That's the biggest telltale sign. Whenever I'm trying to like diagnose someone I see on like social media or something, I always start with their hands. What do their hands look like? So yeah, it's very frustrating when people try to tell me what my disability is or how my life should be with my disability, what I should be able to do with my disability, because no one knows that. better than I. And I wouldn't even know what someone else at my level would need better than them, because everybody's situation is nuanced and different. Yeah.
It's all based on the person.
And I do feel it's damaging to have someone compare themselves to someone else.
Yeah.
Especially when it might be comparing apples and oranges. Mm-hmm. That's very frustrating, because for a long time before I was able to dress, I would look at quadriplegics that could dress themselves and feel envious and like covet that ability. That wasn't healthy for me, and I think that was part of my block. I was just like, I can't do it. I wanted to believe I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And eventually I did figure it out, and I'm very happy about that. But for a long time, those comparisons were not healthy for me.
Yeah. Now, of course, we encourage everyone to try. I mean, if you see someone doing something, you're like, oh, let me try it. But that's their personal choice, someone's personal choice for sure.
Yeah.
So this one says, how do you hold things without hand function?
Yeah.
Speaking of hands.
So I'm very fortunate. At my level of injury, I still have wrist function, which I believe is C6. How do you do the Madonna dance? The Vogue?
It's really hard for you to do it.
I can't do it. I don't have the triceps part. So this is what I use. So basically, can you hand me your phone?
Please?
Give it to me now.
So I just wrap my non-functioning fingers around something. So just the natural curl of my fingers allows me to have some sort of grip.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see I'm holding on to that phone pretty loosely with just the natural curl of my fingers. But I can have a tighter grip because the more I pull my wrist back, now all of a sudden I'm really holding on to this thing.
Yeah.
It's not going to go anywhere. So even though I don't have finger function, the natural coil of my fingers and my wrist being in this position, what's this position called?
What?
Flexion or something?
Oh, I was like, what? Yes, flexion. No, it's extension.
Extension. When my wrist is in extension, then it's even tighter. This is the same exact thing I do to pick up a water bottle, to pick up the remote off the ground, to grab Sophie's tail and play with it, to grab Sophie's ear and play with it, to grab Sophie's paw and play with it. So very important when interacting with Sophie is my tendencies.
Yes, it's very important. When you see people having this function, they have a much lower injury site than Cole. Cole can't do this, and this is wrist.
I think that's 7.
So C7 is wrist flexion.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Cole has wrist extension. Riding a motorcycle.
But that's okay with me, because generally my hand is facing this way, and I can use gravity to go into flexion. Obviously, when I do that, it goes back. But I have my wrist this way, which is way more important for function.
Exactly. I don't really know what this really is useful for. I mean, there's a lot. Okay. Yes, there's a lot. But I think if you had to choose between extension and flexion, I think you would choose extension.
No doubt. So that is my tenodesis. Very important. Very, very important.
This one says, do you get any rashes or dryness on your back? And then how is the blood flow to your legs?
Okay, so we'll start with first phase. The rash and dryness, I don't really have much of that on my back. I definitely do get dryness. I don't have many rashes. We take very good care of my skin. We're always checking on things, making sure things are okay, and if ever we're seeing anything, then we address it very quickly.
Did you just snort?
I don't think so.
You said whatever.
Really? If ever we're seeing anything, then I'm just snorting without noticing these days. But I do have a lot of dryness. My knees right now, if you saw my knees, they're like kind of peeling. The worst that as far as skin breakdown goes, because I don't really get much pressure sores, I think I'm pretty active and moving around, but my elbows do struggle. So this happens because without my core function, if I'm like leaning over a table or something, I'm generally holding my weight up with my elbows. And like our dinner table is wooden, and it's not like it's coarse or anything, but over time, just having that pressure there, kind of just, it's abrasive.
And driving.
And driving also. And then also in bed, I'm doing a lot of my bed mobility through my elbows and my shoulders, powering it with my shoulders through my elbows into the sheets. So I'm always driving my elbows into the sheets, and it just breaks down. I think I need to be better about my elbows.
Yeah, maybe put lotion on them. I don't know.
What's lotion?
Exactly. You think, being married to a black woman, I use lotion every single day. And I'm like, Cole, put on lotion, Cole, put on lotion. Of course, I could put lotion on Cole, but again, I'm not his mother, I'm his wife. And I'm not going to just put lotion on him. I'm going to tell him, put lotion on. If he wants me to put lotion on him, he'll ask me. Also, he can do it himself. He doesn't need my help to put lotion on, especially your knees. You can do that so easily, and your elbows.
I just don't like the feel of lotion, you know? It's so slimy.
Yeah, speaking of feel of lotion, could you even feel the lotion on your knees, honey bunny?
Well, no, I couldn't feel it on my elbows either, which is part of the reason why I have this issue, is because I don't even realize how, like, my elbows are breaking down, because I can't feel my elbows.
So, since you're about to talk about sensation, this question is, are you gaining function / sensation?
Oh, sad answer. No. No, that's it.
But you're not losing any either.
No, I'm not losing any function. If anything, I've been able to turn the function I have into more ability, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And I'll clarify what I mean by that. A lot of people I've noticed, even friends, will sometimes be like, wow, you look like you're like doing so much better. Like you're able to do more things, and there's the implication that like I've regained function somehow. And I had the same exact function today as I do when I got hurt, because of the severity of my injury, like Charisma mentioned. And I'm not expecting to naturally regain any function, but I can still gain skill. So for things like going to the bathroom on my own, that's a function I learned with the function I have. Same with dressing. I figured out how to dress myself with the function I have. So it makes it seem like I'm like regaining something, when all I'm regaining is independence with my function. It's
not all you're gaining. It's a big gain. It's just Cole is becoming more independent with the skills and the function that he already has. We have a video of me drawing on Cole, showing his sensation and what he can feel. So check out that video to see the full explanation of what Cole can feel. It's a really good video. I love that video. Every time we talk about your sensation, I'm like, watch that video. It's such a good, informative video.
It's a great visual.
It's a great visual.
And when you watch that video, where I am being painted is where I have function. So you can see on my body what I can use. So like you might be surprised to see that like I can feel the inside of my arm, which means I can use my bicep, which is huge, by the way. And then, thanks. You agreed with that? But the outside of my arm is not painted, which makes sense because I can't use my tricep. It's a great visual to see what I can feel and what I can use, and that hasn't changed since my injury.
Well, you thought in that video that it's gotten higher.
Yeah, maybe.
But you also grew like 6 inches.
Because I feel like my sensation at one point was like closer to my nipples, but now it's like here.
Yeah, can you feel this?
No. Now I can.
I think that's about the same.
Yeah. Getting a little close to my hole there.
Beep. I'm just kidding. Away. I'm kidding. We didn't answer this question, going back. Blood flow to your legs. How's your blood flow?
Yeah, that's right. I don't think I have like amazing circulation to my legs. I do like spasm in my legs a lot, which I think helps with circulation. But I can tell from looking at like my toenails, for example, that there's not great circulation getting down there. And also with the swelling, pretty much on a daily basis in my feet, there's just less circulation. Things kind of just pull down there.
It's really just his toes and a little bit of his feet, but then as soon as we go to bed, they're back to normal. He just needs to elevate his feet more often. But we have noticed when he goes to more humid areas like Florida, his legs and feet are so swollen.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I'm gonna have to start wearing Tettos or something.
Yeah.
With those compression socks helping me out. Another interesting indication we see is like sometimes when I'm getting in bed, I'll have one foot that's like warm and then one foot that's really cold. I don't really know what that means, but I'm sure that's some sort of circulation thing. If you are educated in the sciences and you know what that means, we're all ears.
Yeah, I am curious about that, why one leg is cold and one isn't. Kind of going on sensation, if you broke your leg, could you feel it?
Not in the way I think you would expect, or the way that you would feel it. I feel like I would have my AD trigger.
Autonomic dysreflexia.
Autonomic dysreflexia is my body's way of telling me I'm in discomfort where I cannot feel or don't have sensation. So if I were to shatter my femur, I wouldn't feel it, but I'm pretty sure my body would react and it would spike my blood pressure. I would start sweating. I'd get a pounding headache. And if I didn't address that pretty quickly, then I could have a stroke.
I feel like your AD is very similar to like having a fever.
It's definitely not comfortable.
No.
I'm used to my AD because I get low level AD on a daily basis when I have to use the bathroom. My bladder's full and it's like, all right, it's time to relieve yourself.
Yeah.
If I'm dehydrated, my body's like, hey, we're struggling here. I get these dehydration chills, and I know I got to drink some water.
Yeah, I got them right now.
You're getting your AD?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh no.
I need water.
Don't have a stroke.
No, I won't.
Yeah, I would feel it in some way. I'd also probably look at my leg and be like, ah!
You should never break your leg. I mean, it could happen, but I think you're more likely to break like an arm or something.
We knew a paraplegic who said his bones are brittle, and his wife sat on his lap and broke his leg.
Yeah, I know, that's scary.
And you got thick booty.
Oh my gosh. No, you're not brittle though. You were thick. But like the muscles surrounding Cole's bones are thick, and so I feel like you had a lot more protection. And also, paras always have smaller legs. That's always an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Quad's legs are usually thicker than paras, and I think it's just because, again, the level of injury. This one, do you get UTIs often, and then how do you prevent them?
Yeah, UTIs are no fun. I had one recently when we were living in the apartment. AD, talk about AD, oh my goodness. Wild AD, very painful. I mean, that's worrying. And how I usually handle it is I just start chugging water. A lot of water. As soon as I feel it coming on, so I don't hesitate, flushing out as much as I can. And if that's not addressing the issue, then I'll go to a doctor and we'll go ahead and get antibiotics rolling.
Yeah, if it's ever that serious where Cole is like near a fever or not feeling well at all, then we go straight to antibiotics. Flushing isn't going to do anything when it's that severe.
Right.
But if it's like a low level where it's like, my pee's looking darker. Cloudier. Then he'll he realizes he needs to drink more water. And Cole also takes cranberry supplements every day too, which helps prevent it because Cole doesn't get UTIs that often. Maybe once a year, but your thumb is like stuck.
There we go. Yeah, I will always keep an eye on my urine because I use an IC kit and it just goes into a bag. I can see if there's crap in the urine. And so as soon as I see just a hint of that, I'm like, oh, chug.
Yeah.
And I've seemed to have been able to monitor it or prevent it pretty well just by drinking a lot of water whenever I see anything, drinking a lot of water just generally, and then taking cranberry and vitamins, and it seems to be good. And just be clean about my ICs too. Oh, we do use an antibacterial soap in my groin as well.
We do.
Which helps.
Yeah, we only use that kind of soap there. Everywhere else he uses like other kind of soap, but definitely antibacterial in his private areas.
In the nethers.
In the nethers. So this question wants to know if you've lost any reflexes since your injury, and are your hands cold or warm?
That's a good question. Talking about the circulation, my feet get very cold, but my hands are usually pretty warm.
Makes sense.
Which is good, and I use my hands a lot. I can actually warm them up if I need to, rub them around. Now, if it's a cold day and I'm outside and I don't have gloves on, my hands get freezing very quickly, and so do my ears. It's always my hands and my ears that are the most cold. About the reflexes, I'm pretty sure my reflexes work like normal still, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've gone to the doctor and they've tested your reflexes, and I've played around with your reflexes. I'm looking around to see if I can
Oh yeah, because she'll tickle my foot and my toes will curl.
Yeah, so I'll tickle Cole's feet and his feet will curl like they're supposed to.
Are you about to hit me with the remote?
Yeah. Your feet's not relaxed.
Yeah, that's not gonna work unless my foot's dangling. Oh, now I'm spasming.
Gosh, you have so many cuts and bloody marks on your legs.
I don't need to talk about that. Oh, I can see my quad is flexing.
Yeah. Wow, I'm flexing your quad.
Isn't that my funny bone or something?
There's a reflex there that people do. Anyway, yes, Cole's reflexes are normal.
But what is really bad is I don't know if it's like reflexes or what, but I get startled super easily. All the time, Charisma's startling me on purpose, I think. I think she does it intentionally.
Nah, it's not true. You're just so sensitive.
Like,
seriously.
I'll be in the shower and she'll just come in and be like, hey, so I was like, what the fuck?
I know, and I'm literally so soft spoken. Actually, I have to come in loud so he knows that I'm coming. I have to stomp my way to the bathroom.
She doesn't do it on purpose.
No.
I'm just super jumpy now, and I think it's because I hit my head so hard.
Really?
A lot. I think that has to do with it. It's like a concussion thing or something.
We always talk about this and how I'm very surprised Cole didn't end up with a TBI, and I really think that he did have a brain injury. Not severe, maybe not traumatic,
Oh, I definitely did.
But it was never like addressed. Like the spinal cord injury was like a much bigger problem that you never addressed your brain injury.
Yeah, I did.
You did?
I had speech therapy, and part of speech therapy was analyzing like my short-term memory, my long-term memory, my ability to be conversational. And I'm incredible. I passed all the tests. We cut off the speech therapy because there was no point in me going anymore. I was just going and like talking to someone for an hour. It's like I could be working out or doing something different, so we cut that off. Sometimes I do wonder if I'm in a coma and this is all a great dream.
That's a wonderful dream in a coma.
I know, which would be dope. So hopefully I don't wake up from that coma because I like it here.
I would be in a coma. We're all in a coma. Well, you watching this would have to be in a coma.
I might have just made you up. You could be in my head.
But I'm in my head. I have my own head.
Yeah, I gave you that.
Oh my gosh, you're not in a coma. This is ridiculous.
Y'all, tell me in the comments, is this real life?
I think your parents would have pulled the plug by now.
That's mean. I'm worth saving, Charisma.
12 years?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I might come back.
12 years is a long time. We've actually had a conversation about death, and I told Cole 30 days. I'm out. 30 days.
I couldn't do 30 days.
30 days.
I'm giving you more time than that. Or I will induce my own coma.
Stop. Oh my gosh.
And I'll be in a coma with you. A double coma. It's coma inception.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. No. You do have to talk about that kind of stuff. That's important to talk about when you're in a marriage. Someone should know what you want. And I just wouldn't want my family suffering for that long.
Well, they're not real, so.
Oh my gosh. I don't even want to do any more questions. I think we're done. How do you respond to children who ask about your wheelchair and just want to like know how you broke your leg? Essentially, that's always what they think.
Oh yeah. What's wrong with your feet? I'm like, no, it's not my feet.
It's my spine.
It's my spinal cord. Your legs? No, my spinal cord. No, I think it's fun talking to kids. Kids are so curious and they want to know. And it's very important to me to leave children with an impression that I am approachable. I'm someone they can talk to. I'm someone they don't have to treat differently. Yeah. And so when an inquisitive kid comes up and asks me about something sensitive, I don't think it's helpful to take that personally, be offended by that.
It's a child. Kids are like that.
And I'm even more pointed in answering inquisitive children when I see that their parents are trying to dissuade them from approaching me or asking me questions. That's when I'm like extra engaged because I don't want parents to feel like their kids can't approach people with disabilities either. Yeah.
I think it's very rude to go up to someone before knowing them and saying, how did you get hurt? I think that's inappropriate. And I don't think children should do it either, but children are children. It's important to, after the situation, then talk to the child saying, hey, you should talk to them first, say hi, ask them their name before asking questions like that. You know, teach them that. There's like 2 little girls. They were like, oh my gosh, what happened to him, Dad? Why is he in a wheelchair? And they were like, the dad was kind of like hushing them, and Cole turns around and goes, well, kids, one day I decided to dive into the water.
Don't be like me, children.
But after that, the dad was like, thank you for explaining it to them. And he was appreciative.
The parents are always super appreciative.
They are, yeah.
We saw one dude in Disney who came up to me. Remember that guy? He's like, all right, tell me what happened.
Oh, that was like, recently, yeah.
I broke my neck diving in the water. How long has it been? Yeah, I broke my leg once. It was really hard to walk. And I was like, oh, you seem to be doing good right now. He's like, I'm in pain. I was like, all right, dude.
He was like, I used a wheelchair for about a month.
Cool. Like, all right, we're gonna go eat a churro, dude.
I know, but like that's a situation where he's a grown adult. He should know better. Yeah. Last question. I think this is a good one.
Okay.
Fundraising platform. What is a good fundraising platform for someone who's recently acquired an injury?
Yes, this is a very important question. So if you know someone, a family friend, someone in your community who's going through a new SCI, please, if you see them starting a GoFundMe, tell them not to.
No.
Don't do it. That's about the worst way you could raise funds. GoFundMe takes a big fat percentage. Depending on how that GoFundMe is set up, those resources might be considered assets by the government for that person, so then they can't even get benefits.
Yeah, so if you want Medicaid, SSI, anything, it's going to screw you if you have a GoFundMe in your name.
Yeah, so it can be very damaging to raise money through a GoFundMe. A better source is Help Hope Live. It's an organization that I use. It's a nonprofit. It's a way for you to raise funds, actually keep most of those funds, and it's sheltered, so it's not held against you, so that you can still get benefits, which are hugely important because it's very hard to get through an injury like this without any benefits. Like, it's super expensive. So fundraising is hugely important. Use Help Live. They do a great job. They really care about their mission.
Yeah.
And so we're big advocates for that.
I think those are good questions. I hope that we answered some questions that you may have had or you may not have had, and you've learned something new. I like Spinal Cord Injury Awareness Month. I feel like it's a good time to just educate the masses.
Yeah. And if we didn't answer one of the questions, put it in the comments, or go check out my Instagram page, and we're going to be doing stories on there, answering and linking to videos and stuff where we have answered these questions.
Yeah, there'll be an SCI highlight that you can click on. You can go through all of them. Thanks
for watching. Appreciate all of y'all caring enough about disability to try to raise awareness. Raise awareness in yourself. Thank you.
Yes. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay positive. Bye.
Ask me a question. What's a question? So far. Oh, you're abandoning me on set by myself? Is this still recording right now? Well, hello. It's just us. If you want to ask me any of the spicier questions, here I am. This is weird. I'm done.